Well, have you ever noticed how big problems often start small, seemingly harmless decisions? One delay, one compromise, one wrong turn, and suddenly everything changes. Well, howdy, and welcome to Monday's edition of Today's Bread. Now, this week we're talking about consequences of immorality. And today we're focusing on the beginning of the problem. Scripture comes from Judges chapter 19, verses 9 through 15. Now, this story is a little different from others in Judges. At this time, Israel wasn't under foreign oppression. There was no king, and everyone was basically doing whatever they thought was right in their own eyes. The account centers around a Levite and his concubine. She had been unfaithful and left him, going back to her father's house in Bethlehem. 4 months later, the Levite goes after her to bring her home. He ends up staying there several days, eating, drinking, and being delayed again and again by the father. What should have been a timely departure turned into a late start on the fifth day. Now, watch this. Because this is where things really begin to unravel. They finally left late in the day. As they traveled, they came near Jebus, what would later become Jerusalem. But at that time, it was a Gentile city. The servant suggests they stay there for the night, but the Levite refuses. Instead, he pushes on to Gilboa, a city in Israel, expecting safety, expecting hospitality. But when they arrive, no one invites them in. That was completely against the culture of the day. Hospitality wasn't optional, it was expected. So now, because of a delayed departure, because of a decision to press on instead of resting, they find themselves vulnerable, exposed, and in the wrong place at the wrong time. And here's the takeaway. The beginning of trouble often doesn't look like trouble. It looks like a small delay, a reasonable decision, a choice that feels right in the moment. But step by step, those decisions can position us for something we never intended. That's why we need to stay sensitive to God's leading, even in the small things. I think especially in the small things. Well, Monday's prayer focus for America is to pray for strong marriages and families and for protection against cultural forces that try to tear down God's design. Now remember, Jesus is coming back soon. Here's Monday's blessing. I bless you with faith to believe for answers to your prayers as you walk in obedience and love. So thank you for joining me today. Now remember, church isn't a place you go. It's a family you belong to. So come be a part of the family. So until next time, keep breaking the bread with the bread of life.